I was watching this and I was listening to the commentary and that, right? And I said, I could do this job, you know. And everyone was looking like, what? I said, yeah, I know I could do this job. You know what I mean? And off of the back of that, through the grace of God, I was very fortunate to end up at City Boxer Boxing Gym. And when I was at City Boxer, it was run by a guy called Mark Burford. He was saying, Spence, because of your personality, and you know everyone in boxing, let's get your boxer's license, get your managers, trainers, and promoters license, which I went for, and I became the first man to get all three at one time from the Board of Control, and I got that, and he had a white collar gymnasium, and we had another guy, John Matty, and they were like, yeah, why don't you let's put on shows, and we was putting on boxing shows. And that's what we did. We put on boxing shows together. And then I left that organization because I'm young, I'm a dick. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be real. I was making good money. I was right little dick. And then I go back to the original founder of white collar boxing in the UK is a man called Alan Lacey. So I end up with Alan Lacey back at his gym, the Real Fight Club. And he gives me an office in there. He says, right, just run the gym for us, man. So I'm running the gym. I'll give you shares. Up to now, I still ain't got them shares. Right? He goes like, so I'm in the gym at the Real Fight Club. And while I'm there, some guy called Karen Baines kind of headhunting me. Was said, I've seen your interviews and your videos, and I think you'd be the ideal person to come on to Satanta and do. And this time, nobody weren't doing the internet stuff like that. Like how it is now, it's just blown, right? Right, YouTube, then people didn't really know about YouTube or stuff like that. Well, so we're talking like 2007, 2008. He was like, yeah, come and do this. And then like, he got me work at Satanta. So I did all the online stuff. Where everyone was like, nah, it was all about being on TV and blah. I did all of the online stuff. So and it was like, this is how dedicated I was, right? And then this is how I made my name. I would put out content, like be covering fights, and it was mad because I was doing some mad prediction. I remember doing a prediction for Jermaine Taylor versus Carl Froch, and I said that Carl Froch was stopping in the last round. And everyone thought, no, you're working with Voodoo. How did you know that, right? So everybody that would write in the comment section on the page for Satanta, I would personally address them. I'd personally send them. So I've always been immersed in boxing like that. And so the transition was, I was there at Satanta Sports, so my stuff's being regularly put out on platforms, and you could rip that and then post it wherever you want to post it. So I said, right, Spencer's at Satanta. So to the guys in where I grew up in my neighborhood, there was a big thing like, right, Spencer's on Satanta. And every now and then Steve Bunce would have the Bunty boxing hour. I have to big up Steve Bunce. He actually came to my mom's funeral as well. Steve Bunce, he'd always regularly I'd appear on that as well. That's a big thing. So I'm constantly on TV then, right? Constantly on TV, and then so I'm doing a lot. And then Satanta went bust. And when Satanta went bust, I started my own channel, me and my friend Ben Dougherty. So it was Dougherty in the Spirit. We did a little chat show thing, right? But at that time now, I've started promoting boxing again. So I've gone back in promotion of boxing. There's a guy called Gregor Shaw from the Welbeck Group. He and Shamrock Solutions, they raised like £3 million for me to get into to do this boxing stuff. So I had a mad amount. I was going crazy. Imagine me with, you know what I mean? Even though I didn't get the full £3 million, but I got a lot of money. I just went nuts. You know, just like, what do you want? Right. So I was doing that. And I remember it was like the same guy, Karen Baines, who came and met me to say, let's do this Satanta thing. Then we put it together and said, all right, let's be partners. And we went out and partners. And then in a short amount of time, we was putting on these shows. And our thing was like, every fight's going to be a 50-50. So there's a guy called Kresnik Chato, Albanian, right? Forget about this Florian Marku and the numbers that he gets when the Albanians kind of... The originator of that, yeah, was a guy called Kresnik Chato. Like, I remember Kresnik came to me and said, I want to fight again. And I didn't know he was like that. He's like, one of my mates introduced him. Yeah, help him out. I said, all right then, Kresnik. So I remember like, we had Kensington Town Hall, yeah? And this is in 2009. And this brother came to me and said, he said, give me all of the tickets. I said, what? I said, I'll give you all the tickets. That's like 30 grand's worth of tickets. Yeah, no problem. Come back, 30 grand, he gives me back cash. I'm like, what? So from then it just started to move on and move on. I remember Karen was like, Spence, we need to get better fighters in as well. And there was a guy who was like, I got Troy Pro, who was a Mongolian. He went back to Mongolia, but he could fight. I got Troy on, he was old at the time, he was like 38, but he could really fight. I got Troy, then off of the back of Troy, there was Darren Hamilton, who was living in our gym, and he became British champion. And then, Troy won prize fighter. Then he won a WBC international title. Then he went to Indonesia and challenged for a world title out there. Nathan Graham, another kid. He won the Southern Area Championships. And him winning the Southern Area Championships, like him becoming a world champion. Then Larry Kandile won prize fighter. And these are all guys that we were all mates. Because I ran the gym, they were training white collar guys. And then after they were training white collar guys, they would train professionally, and I brought in lots of people inside the game, and that means a lot to me. You know what I mean? That I brought other guys, and other guys have done well for themselves off of the back of what we created, me and Karen created when we created Hard Knocks. And then we did that, and then out of the blue, Sky TV phoned me and said, "Oh, we're running a pilot show. Would you like to? Would you like to host this show?" Out of the blue.
This is toe to toe, is it? Or
yeah, it's toe to toe. And I was like, "Yep, I'm getting nuts now. Raw Sky have asked me to come in to do this thing. Right, they're gonna pay me some mad money." No, they were paying me travel expenses for about 4 months.
Whoa.
Right? And I was like, what kind of bullshit is this? Right? And I remember then Johnny Nelson pulled me to one side. He said, "Spencer, don't worry about that. They're testing you, bro." You know what I mean? And I rate Johnny emphatically. Johnny was saying, they're testing you. They're testing you. And I just stuck at it. And the show was just getting mad numbers. And I remember Adam Smith, who's no longer there now, he's doing brilliant stuff for GBM. Adam Smith says, he calls me into his office. He's like, "Oh, yeah, Spencer, yes, we want to offer you a proper contract." And instead, I was there for 9 years. Wow. I said a lot of controversial shit, so that's why they got rid of me. But what I'm trying to say to you is, like, a lot of my talk when I was at Sky, I was about 18 months too early. That's all, because I was like, George Floyd, they didn't kill him yet, right? I was about 18 months too early, because now, if you look at their roster, how everything's changed and how diverse things have become inside boxing on all different platforms, but everybody knows that, right? You know what? The person that made up the most noise about the lack of diversity was Spencer Fearon. And now all of these industry people are going by my notebook. And I know that for a fact. So that means a lot to me, because I get commended by this every single day from people of my community. And that means a lot.
Where does that leave you now? Like, when someone like Sky Sports, as you say, had to let you go.
There's loads of reasons, though. It wasn't just one.
Are you able to get back? Like, are you politically correct? Are you allowed to get back on the BBC or ITV?
No, you're saying allowed, but you're saying allowed. But Sean, every time when there's a big fight, BBC phone me, Channel 4 phone me. You know what I mean? Every time there's a big fight, you know what I mean? Sky News, not Sky Sports, Sky News will phone me. Like, they're so enthralled to hear my opinion. Reason being is because there's not many historians in the sport of boxing. I'm just going to be real. There's not, right? And on top of that, there's not many black historians. So I'm saying, well, we want to hear about boxing. It's me, therefore. So that means a lot. And not only that, but they also know, like, when they got me, they've also got kind of access to my black book. I've got a nuts black book. Everybody knows this. So it's those kind of things. But it means a lot when acclaimed people in the sport will phone me, like, when they got their fighters have got fights on. It's me that they're phoning. It's me. Oh, what fight do you think we should be watching right now? That means a lot. So, you know what I mean? It's not just one or two people. There's quite a few people. I ain't going to call their names because I don't want people to know. But, you know what I mean? But then it means a lot when other guys will come out successfully in things, but they'll thank me. They'll thank me over their social media. They'll thank me. And that means that means a lot. And it's like, we just got to keep on plugging away and keep on pushing forward. And that's what I'm doing.
So what does the future hold for you?
The future ain't even bright. it's not. It's so bright that you'll be blinded by it. The future for me is for me to constantly keep on improving as who I am as an individual, right? And not to be lazy. And I know, like, on certain things you can